Hey guys, it's Rachel from Little Ring Lamb, and today I have a book review on The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This book review will be spoiler free, but I have a lot of thoughts, so I want to get into this quick. Basically, if you need a refresher or haven't seen my videos before, I rate my books in 5 different categories: plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall in terms of reading very soon, 5 out of 5, not so soon, 1 out of 5. So basically, this book I read as a buddy read with Steph from the Book Hopper, and I'm going to link her channel and her blog in the down bar because she already wrote a review. It's a really good review. I really enjoy it. We do differ in our feelings about the book, but I really enjoy seeing Steph's commentary about it, and I really like seeing her opinion because it did change some of my opinions on certain things. So I'm going to link both those in the down bar. I urge you, after watching this, to go check out her channel and her blog. And yeah, this book, I had a lot of thoughts. Now, this book was not perfect to me, but I'm very interested in, this is the one thing, this book may not have been my favorite, but this author, so many people like, so I'm going to read at least her next book coming out, and then kind of decide whether I'm going to read more of her books or not, but I'm actually going to read the next book. But I did enjoy this for some aspects of it, but her writing was a bit hard. I find some writing very hard for me to get into, and this was a bit hard for me to get into. Just the writing did not help in the story and stuff like that. But I'm going to give this story a 3 out of 5. Now, I was perplexed whether to give this a 3.5 or not, but I'm going to stick with a 3. The reason being is because this book had some things that I thought were a bit problematic. Not problematic in the sense where it's it's, talking about cultural appropriation wrong or something like that, some big topic. It's more so the problematic part of it is that some of the tropes I found. I'm not a trope police. I'm not coming after all the tropes. But this book had, I think, a big dosing of insta-love. And I just didn't understand sometimes the relationship. I was very confused and lost. And, I'm just like the light right now. It just keeps going in and out. I just can't. But basically, I'm going to get into... I didn't even say the synopsis. So I should probably say the synopsis before I get into the plot. So, first, the synopsis. So it's about Lucy and Joshua, and they both work in the same office, and they're co-assistant to the editors, I believe their position is. They're executive assistants to the co-CEOs, and their publishing companies just recently merged, so they both that's why they're both assistants to both CEOs of the publishing company. And Lucy is one of those characters. She's kind of reminds me of the main character in Me Before You, and I'm forgetting her name right now, which is unfortunate. But she kind of she's very bubbly, bright. She, just has a zest for life. She gets along with people, whereas Joshua is more regimented, and he is more business-like with his approach. He doesn't try to be buddy-buddy with people. He is very straightforward. And they clash constantly. They have a hating game. And basically they're up for the same promotion now, and they kind of have to battle it out. But also it's maybe she doesn't hate Joshua because of something that happens, and maybe he doesn't hate her. Maybe it's just another game. We're confused. So basically, the thing that confused me about this was these people have been working in the office for the same amount of time, but they, we just pick up on a random part, and it's there's attraction all of a sudden. And I know attraction could be building, but it's it seemed kind of construed a bit. And I felt it was very fast. It was instantly we were in Antarctica. It was freezing. And that's desert. And I'm what? I know attraction can hit that fast, but it just hit too fast. And then there was some parts where he was knew her so well, but it's yes, somebody from a point. If you work in the same office, some of their tics and stuff like that, and certain things they do and certain habitual things, but you don't know their you can't know their whole personality, especially if you guys were hating each other. It's you didn't even get along on a friendship level, so it'd be hard for them to decipher certain things. And she would always have this thing to run away, and it's why? I didn't get why she was doing half her action she was doing, and it really frustrated me. And I felt I wanted more of the business aspect, because that's kind of what I was expecting. I was expecting more of the hating game, and I thought that didn't stretch very long in the book. It was 50 pages. Bye. Now we're going to start discovering if they have an attraction to each other and all that. So, yeah. But I did like some aspects. Some aspects were really intense. Some were really cute. But it wasn't enough to get it over 3 stars, unfortunately. And I was really hyped for this book. I went into it with such high expectations because everybody's been talking about it and been like raving over it, and I felt really weird about not liking it as much, but not weird enough not to post my review and talk about it because I am going to give this author another chance. And I didn't find her book, like, I wasn't like, ew, trash. Like, I wouldn't say that about anybody's work because at the end of the day it is work. I could just say I really dislike it. But I didn't really dislike it. It was just average for me, so I'm going to give this author another chance and hopefully the next book wows me. But I want to read it close to when it comes out because I don't want to hear all the hype, because maybe the hype is what actually hurt my opinion of this book. It'd be interesting to reread this in maybe 4 to 5 years, and because like obviously if the author's writing new books, this book will fly under the radar a bit more and see how I feel. Characters, I'm going to give a 2.5 out of 5. Now, Lucy and Josh had like some cute moments. They had some funny moments. They had some hating moments. But that didn't really make up for the fact that Lucy as a main character, I liked her on her own. But when she got around other people, I just did not like her interactions very much. Besides her boss, I really loved her boss. Her boss, I think, was my favorite character in this novel. She was a strong woman. She like worked hard. She kind of was more lenient and fun with her employees, but still kept like a good hold on them. She had a really good working relationship with Lucy, but also on a personal level, and I really did enjoy her character. We didn't see quite enough of her, but I did enjoy her character. I enjoyed Joshua and Lucy individually. I did enjoy them together, but not in like, I enjoyed them more individually. I felt like they were more interesting and they were more genuine. I just found like it went like from 0 to 100, and I felt like I couldn't keep up with certain parts, and like I didn't really understand certain motivations, especially Lucy's behavior midway through the book. Like I couldn't understand some of her motivations, but I really loved this one scene later in the book when Lucy, this is not a spoiler to say, but Lucy in some capacity, you'll see, stands up for Josh in a really meaningful way, and it is such a powerful and good scene. That was a scene where I started coming back around to Lucy. She lost me a bit. But then I kept coming back around. I'm like, I love that scene. That's probably one of my favorite scenes I've read this year. I absolutely adored it. And I thought it was so cute. And I found there was a lot of cute scenes, but not enough to make up for some of the characters. And like, I just didn't love the main characters, which was unfortunate. Cover, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this cover. I like the blue and yellow. I love the font with the white letters and the yellow letters. I think it's a very stunning looking book. And this book, actually a funny story to go, I guess, along with this book. Before this came out, or no, not before this came out, right when this came out, I was in the mall and I was looking in the fiction section, and I saw this cover, and then I like looked, and I think like I saw the price was like $18.50 for a paperback, and I'm like, not today. And because I was at the mall, so like when I'm at the mall, I usually don't really buy books because I'm using my money to buy like clothing or something like that, which I can't get in town at a store. So I didn't buy it that day, and I was like, oh, maybe, in a few months. And then it blew up, and I was like, that was that book. So if I would have read it then, I wonder what my opinion would have been. And Suspense, I'm going to give the book a 3 out of 5, because it did have some really good moments. I thought the ending wrapped up quite a bit too fast, but I did like the pacing for a bit, but it's just more the characters pacing that really put me in a headspin. And overall, I'm going to give the book a 3 out of 5 for rereadability. It's definitely one that I want to reread in the future to see if my opinion does change when the hype dies down. And yes, that's been my review on The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments, because I haven't heard a lot of people with the same opinions I've had. So let me know, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.